Guys, it is Game 5 tomorrow night. Spurs hosting the Knicks. Down 3-1 after one of the worst collapses in not just the history of basketball, in the history of sports. The only reminiscent thing I could think of to blowing a 29-point second-half lead in the NBA Finals was the 28-3 Super Bowl between the Falcons and the Patriots. G, when you look at the Spurs right now, down 3-1, but they are going home, and they've led by 12 points in each of the first 4 games. Would you say they're completely dead, super mega ultra dead, or have just a sliver of a heartbeat left?
They got a sliver of a heartbeat. I actually think they actually win game. What is this, game 4?
Game 5.
Game 5. I think they win this game. When you're here, it screams at me. It reminds me of those young LeBron teams where it's just they just seem like they're there a little bit too early, because a veteran team closes people out. A veteran team, I think, has a guy that says, hey, we're not about to let that happen. And the thing that I was so disappointed with the Cavs is, the Cavs, when they gave up the lead to the Knicks, they had veterans. You got Donovan Mitchell, James Harden. You got people that have been there a long time. Kenny Atkinson, a long head coach. But the Spurs, they don't have those. They got a young coach, young guys. They're supposed to be De'Aaron Fox, which I've been disappointed in his leadership and his play overall in this series. But I think they do have a chance. I think they were up 29. They've been up at double figures. I think they actually win this game kind of handily. I think they win by 10 to 12 points, and then they go to New York, and then that's when the heavy lifting starts.
You don't have to be an online doctor to worry about their psyche, right? You don't have to be anything special to look at how the Knicks have killed teams in closeout games. Like destruction. Yeah. Like scars that last a lot longer than 3 days.
60 against Atlanta, 30 against Philly. It was 20-something against Cleveland.
But at the risk of going full Kenny Atkinson here, if you look at this series quarter to quarter, the Spurs have to feel like they can still win it.
Analytically, it's 2-2.
So if they can heal these scars, if they can avoid big meltdowns and make some shots, like why couldn't they win this game, G, like you just said, by 12 points, maybe by 20 points, and come back and kind of put all the pressure back on them? That's the one thing they have going. They're written off. Yeah. They had an all-time collapse, and they deserve the fallout of it, right? But they get back to winning, get back to playing the way they're capable of, and have played for much of this series, obviously not in the biggest moments. This thing's not over. I don't think.
It's definitely not over. I would not tell anyone to bet on the Spurs. Right now, San Antonio to win the finals, they're plus 450. I feel like that's about the right odds. Like, they certainly should be heavy underdogs to be able to pull this off, and I would think the Knicks are able to win one of these next 3 games and win their first championship in 50-plus years. But the Spurs are not completely out of this, barring the fact that they can't come back mentally from that Game 4 collapse. We saw them, though, lose Game 5 in OKC, win Game 6 at home, win Game 7 in OKC as a young team. Every chance that they've had with their backs up against the wall, San Antonio has responded in a way you don't typically see from young basketball teams. And this could be the writing on the wall. That collapse could be the Ra's al Ghul pit, G, of the Dark Knight trilogy. Wemby's darkest, deepest moment, this whole team's darkest, deepest moment, where then they rise out of to go on a dynasty-like run, like we saw with Christian Bale in The Dark Knight. It's the best 3-run trilogy of movies.
I'll give you that. I like that. It was a good pull right there. I like that. And I'll say this. When you watch Wemby, watch him the way how hard he plays in the NBA All-Star game. Watch how hard he plays. He's going to bring it. He's going to bring it.